I don't think I've been more conflicted with a watch than with this Monta Ocean King V2 because on one hand, the build quality is undeniable. From a microbrand, having produced something like this Monta, it's ridiculous. The best I've ever experienced, even outside of a microbrand. On the other hand, it's 2,000 US dollars retail from Monta's website. Now, I came here either ready to shower it with praise, calling it the Rolex killer, calling it the Tudor Black Bay 58 at half the price, or hate on it so much because how dare a microbrand charge $2,000 for one of the timepieces. $2,000 is a lot of money. But then again, you can't deny the build quality of the Monta, the finishing all around, and the whole package that you're getting. But the real question is, for $2,000, is it really worth all that? I want to quickly show you the box that it came with. It's really high quality wooden style lacquered looking box, reflects the price point really well. And then inside the box itself, Monta actually gives you a really high quality spring bar tool. Works really well on watches, works really well on the Monta. A pouch that's actually quite cheap, and then you have the Monta handbook, which tells you a little bit about the watch, about the brand, and also about the movement. Started by Michael DiMartini and Justin Crotto in 2015, the St. Louis-based founders began their journey in creating the first Swiss luxury microbrand. Now, I do appreciate that the initial intention was always to create a luxury priced microbrand. Unlike some microbrands who gained initial success and then decided to double or dramatically increase their prices, Monta was never intended as the usual microbrand setup from the get-go. And as such, they spent 2 years creating 3 luxury timepieces, and then in 2017 decided to actually present them in a Switzerland trade show, which they found absolutely zero success. But in true American spirit, the founders maintained their enthusiasm, and eventually their Triumph, which is a field watch, received pretty good publicity outside of Switzerland, and that kind of kickstarted their whole microbrand success journey. It's a good story, but how's the watch? Look, any timepiece that's going to make me spend some of my money on, it's going to have to look good. And I think the Monta Ocean King V2 does a good job differentiating itself from the saturated divers market. It has a real unique look, and it starts with a dial. Look, I'm a huge fan of the dial on the Ocean King V2. The amount of effort put into it kind of puts the Black Bay 58 to shame. And depth is the word I'd use to describe the Ocean King V2. The canvas starts off with a lacquered black dial that's really nice to look at and it's mesmerizing. It's then followed up by applied indices that are raised to different heights. The 12, 3, and 9 are all taller and larger than the rest, with the 12 being the largest and the tallest. And it makes sense for a diver. And for once, I'm actually a fan of the 6 o'clock window date cutout. It's done really proportionally here, and it's not obtrusive. But at the same time, it's large enough that at a glance, I can quickly tell what date it is. The diamond cut hands are sharp and very pleasing to the eye, so really well done here. And look, by no means is this dial revolutionary, but it stands out in today's saturated divers market. At least you don't look at it and go, oh, it's another Submariner homage, or it's another Tudor homage. It's its own thing. The Monta Ocean King V2 has its own characteristics. The BGW9 lume is applied generously across the markers, glows really nicely in the dark. It's no Seiko Lume Bright, don't get me wrong, but I'm quite happy with it. Compared to the dial, the case is actually quite boring. I mean, sure, the lugs are chamfered and that's really nice, but that's kind of it. The rest of the case has nothing special to it. I also don't understand why the lugs don't angle down even slightly. At almost 49mm in lug to lug distance, it's not exactly ideal for small wrists like mine. It almost hangs off the edge. The entire watch head sits extremely flat on the wrist, which is great for maintaining thinness, so that I do kind of appreciate. But the case does nothing to contour to my wrist, and it just kind of sits there like a flat frying pan. The ceramic bezel is 60 click, amazing action and zero backplay. Everything lines up as it's supposed to. I'm just going to quickly let you hear some of the action. The case back is relatively plain with no protrusions, which I love. I honestly wish all case backs were like this, thin and simplistic. Another complaint on the Monta Ocean King V2 I have is the crown and the crown guards. More than half the crown is protected by the guards, which is great for security, but not so great for me trying to unscrew it. I will, however, say that the action is fantastic. The SW300 is extremely smooth here. Speaking of the SW300, which Monta calls it the M22, it's just a modified SW300. Was I expecting something a little bit better for $2,000? Absolutely. But practically, is there something better for that price? Probably not. If not, Monta would have to do something in-house, which is probably going to double the price tag, which none of us would really want. So here's where I'm like, Monta, you could probably have dropped the price a little bit because of that. It's just a Sellita 300. I guess serviceability is a good thing with the Sellita, but it's not a movement that matches with the $2,000 price tag that you're asking. Monta calls their bracelet the most comfortable on the planet. And to be honest, they're not far off. I mean, I've yet to experience a bracelet that's actually more comfortable than the one on the Ocean King V2. The bracelet on this Monta has some of the most articulating links I've ever experienced. The thinness of each individual link, the solidness of it, how heavy it is, but at the same time how thin it is. It's got that luxury heft that I like to describe some expensive timepieces. Extremely solid, but light at the same time. Monta's class system is as fun as it is practical. Sometimes when I have the Ocean King on my desk, I just like to pick it up and open and close the clasp, unlock it, lock it, adjust the micro adjustment, and for no real reason. It's just a blast to operate, and it's really high quality fun. The ceramic ball bearings that make up the on-the-fly adjustment can be felt with each notch, which is an amazing experience. Like I said, I just sometimes go around moving it up, moving it down, sitting on my desk, just fidgeting. It's just a fun time, and it's almost guaranteed that you will find a perfect fit on this bracelet because it's simply impossible not to. In terms of the bracelet, Monta simply takes the cake. I have nothing bad to say about the bracelet. I have no complaints, nothing negative. I can't nitpick at anything. It's an amazing bracelet, and it's one of those aspects of the watch that really justifies the price. In terms of comfort and wearability, the Ocean King V2 is definitely a little too large for my wrist, but just barely. The 41mm case with a 49mm lug-to-lug makes it wear wide and large on my skinny wrist, and the lugs often are quite overhanging. I wish it was a little smaller. If it was the case, it would be the perfect diver for my skinny wrist in terms of size and comfort because it is so thin. If you have skinny wrists like me, you could try it out, but my suggestion is that it will be a little too big. It comes down to one final question. Is the Monta Ocean King V2 worth $2,000? In the $2,000 price point, you're entering the affordable luxury market, and that is packed with steep competition that offers value for money from all the brands. So what can you buy for $2,000, which is the price tag of the Monta Ocean King V2? You can get a Tudor Black Bay 36, a Tudor 1926, Longines Hydro Conquest in 41 or 39, Longines Spirit 37, Oris Aquis in all its variations, Junghans Max Bill, Oris Diver 65 in all of its variations, Nomos Club Campus, Grand Seiko SBGX 261, the 9F Quartz movement, Zin 556i, Omega Speedmaster Reduced, and a Doxa T200. And that's just a snippet of the options that are available. The question is then, does the Monta belong with the watches mentioned above? Build quality, sure, the Monta easily triumphs all of these watches in terms of build quality, easily double, but that's where it stops for me. So while Monta is a fantastic watch and it's a great package, I simply can't justify the price tag when so many other alternatives that speak to me more are available. Look, I'm still conflicted with the Monta Ocean King V2 because on one hand, you cannot argue the build quality is outstanding, the fit and finish is superb, the bracelet is just amazing for the price. I dare I say even a bargain at this price because genuinely it's up there with Tudor, it's up there with Rolex for $2,000. I think it comes down to what you enjoy watches, what you like about watches. Do you enjoy the brand history? Do you enjoy the build quality? Do you enjoy the movement? Do you enjoy the bracelet? Do you enjoy the overall package? Because looking at the alternatives, Monta loses out in terms of brand history, brand value, but it wins and it completely destroys all other alternatives in terms of build quality, and there's no doubt about it. Personally, for me, I don't think the Monta Ocean King V2 is worth the $2,000, and especially the newer V3, it's $2,700. It's a lot to ask for a microbrand. I don't think it's worth it, even if the finishing, the build quality, and the bracelet is just amazing. Even so, I think there are better alternatives out there. But if you're looking for a diver, you're looking for a micro brand specifically, and you're looking for the best, then Monta is your brand. And the Monta Ocean King V2 is a lovely watch. So let me know if you're willing to pay $2,000 for a micro brand. And if not, what else or what other alternatives would you rather spend it on? I'll see you next time.